I keep forgetting that for whatever reason, the phone live streams are defaulting to vertical instead of horizontal. So now I'm going to have this damn vertical thing going on. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you all are safe. I'm not going to be looking at the chat too much. Obviously, I'm driving around, so got to head to some meetings. So I'm trying not to, have things like accidents happen. In any case, this will be a quick live stream. I've said that before, and I went way longer than I planned to. And oh, there goes a styrofoam cup out of my truck. That was stupid. I guess I should check the bed of my truck. It's the freaking teenagers throw shit in people's trucks. And then you're driving and something pops out of your vehicle and you're like, what the hell? Where the hell did that come from? In any case, I hope everyone's doing well. Hey, KP. Hey, Teresa. Hi. So everyone's heard about the longshoremen, the dock workers planning to go on strike. I believe it starts either Tuesday morning at 8 East Coast or Wednesday at 8 East Coast. I can't remember which day it starts, but it's imminent. It's soon. What I have heard is on another platform that the railroads are now no longer wanting to take shipments because they're afraid, dude, you're riding a bicycle going the wrong way. That's how you have accidents. He is stoned. Wow, that was kind of horrifying to watch. He's lucky he's on the bike. Hey, good morning, everyone. Hey, Celtic Grandma, my skydive. Hello, hello. So in any case, the railroads apparently are hesitant to take loads now because their fear is they're going to wind up with the loads stuck on their trains, and now their trains are blocked up and nobody's going to unload them because there'll be nobody to unload them at the docks. So this is going to ripple backwards on the supply chain. So hey, Loretta, welcome. Let me fix something real quick here. All right, there we go. And hey, Rebecca Lynn. Of course, there's people saying, oh, we're going to all die. We're not going to die. Although that is kind of funny to say. One thing I would recommend, take an inventory. I said this yesterday on my live stream. Take an inventory of what you have. And if you do have a gap, you're missing something, mosey out and get it. Don't spend a bunch of money. Be pragmatic in what you do. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, it's going to cause inflationary effect or price increase. And yeah, it's supply and demand, right? If supply goes down and demand stays the same, price will go up, right? And I need to do a supply and demand video just on that subject. But essentially, they crisscross each other. And as supply goes up, typically price will go down, or it should. In this case, we're going to have supply go down, but it's going to be it's going to be a created shortage because of the worker strike. It's going to ripple. I don't think it's the end of the world. It's going to be a pain in the ass in the short term. And especially if the railroads are now hesitant to take loads because nobody's going to unload their trains at the docks, that's going to be a pain in the butt too. So, plan accordingly. If you're missing something, I made a list of little things I have. We went through some of our canned goods. I found some that were near expiration or we just aren't using, so we're going to find a way to donate those to the food bank or something and replace them with something we do use. Thank you, Teresa. But be smart. There's some people who are like freaking out on their videos saying, oh no, it's going to collapse the economy. It might. I mean, there are a lot of things. A meteorite hitting the White House could disrupt the economy. We can't control that. Hey, good morning, Gerald. Hey, Dan, Loretta. Just be practical in the way you approach it. Don't give yourself a stroke worrying about this. Now, this is going to be an interesting political scenario because traditionally, unions would favor the Democratic Party. They're considered essential workers, the longshoremen and the dock workers, much like the air traffic controllers. Now, if those of you are old enough to remember, in the 80s, the air traffic controllers went on strike The military filled in, but then the president gave an executive order that they had to appear for work under the type of job they are. It was a mandatory thing. I don't remember the exact technical reason. The longshoremen and the dock workers fall into the same category, where the president could compel them. Now the question is, would Biden do this? Right now, they're not getting the Teamsters endorsement. They're not getting a lot of union endorsements. If anything, the union workers are siding with the non-incumbent, which would be Trump and Vance. So if the president and the vice president do nothing and let it play out, it's going to cause a ripple effect in the economy in the short term and piss a lot of people off. It could hurt them in the election, which is only, not even a month away, a little over a month away. If they do intervene and force the union workers to work, it's going to piss off all the unions, and they could lose an endorsement because of it. The argument being, well, if you didn't do dumb things for the economy, we wouldn't have to strike in the first place because we could afford our food. With the inflation over the last 4 years, that would be the argument from the Trump side. So it's interesting. I don't know. In another situation, one would say, oh yeah, the president will just compel them and also compel the companies to go to the negotiating table because it's a double-edged sword rather. But in this case, I don't know if they're going to do it this close to an election. So this could be one of several October surprises for all of us, in that, this could be very disruptive to not only the economy, but the election in the short term. And again, the election's imminent, right? It's a month away. Hey, Holly. So it'll be interesting watching how this plays out. I'm kind of excited to see it, because you don't get to see these kinds of geopolitical fights. Usually it's between the candidates. It's not between the workers and the incumbent president. And that's what's happening right now, and the corporations. So I'm curious to see where it's going to go. Hey, Ark, good morning. Hey, Dan H. and Holly. So be smart. Be advised, though. Yeah, it sounds like the railroads are not on strike, but the companies are hesitant to take those loads because there's a little factor, and I may be not explaining it right. It's called demurrage. In other words, if I'm a trucker and I go somewhere and I have a load and I arrive at my destination on time and you don't unload me in a certain period of time, I can charge you for my standby, basically. And I may be explaining it incorrectly, but the railroads don't want to have the demurrage liability, because now their guys are on the clock. They're going to have to pay their workers and their debt and their costs, but they don't know when they're going to get paid back by the docks or the companies or whoever. So the railroads are like, yeah, we're just not going to mess with it right now. So we'll see where it goes. I would just, if you're missing a few things, check your inventory. If you're missing, you got a few holes in your preps, go fill them up. Don't ruin your budget over it. Just be smart about it. Right now, the East Coast, a lot of states, all the way from Florida to North Carolina, are devastated. I'm seeing videos on X and on TikTok of family members trying to get a hold of other family members, and they can't. So they're going to social media and saying, if anyone lives in this city or this town, can you give an update in the comments below my video, because I don't know what's going on and I can't reach my family member. That's bad when it's so awful that people are having to go to social media to get updates on their own family, because the family cannot stay in touch. Hey, JRC. So, be smart. Now, keep in mind, as my second topic for the day, besides the workers' strike at the docks, there is another storm forming in the Gulf. As of last night, the meteorologists out of Houston are giving it, I think they said 75% chance of becoming a hurricane. If it forms the way it did, they're expecting it's going to follow, what was the last one that hit Houston? Hurricane Helene. Helene's not the one that just hit Florida and the Carolinas. That was Houston. I may be mixing up the names, but it's following the same track. And Houston's just now getting repaired from all the shit that happened in the last hurricane. So that will be problematic for them. Oh, Helene hit Florida. Thank you. Okay, so Burl. Thank you, JRC. So it's following the same track as Burl. So if you live in southeast Texas, Corpus all the way up to Beaumont, and then the cone right now is estimated between Lafayette, Louisiana, and Corpus, because it's so far out still that it's a big cone. Their primary models are bringing it right over Houston again, and Houston's already had a shit show, and they were out of power for some people I know are out of power for 10 days, 15 days. So is doing. Yes, Loretta. Yeah, and I saw Pinball's trying to help people out, collaborate with each other, leave each other notes on social media. When the towers go down, it's sometimes hard to do a FaceTime call or a phone call. During Katrina, we were able to text colleagues who lived in New Orleans in the affected area because it's such a small data packet. We were able to communicate like that. Social media is another one. If someone gets into an open area, they can very quickly make a post on, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, saying, hey, this is the update from our area. So if someone's in need, or if you're looking to get an update, feel free, if you're, make a request on my video, or if you have a channel of your own, if you put it in your community tab, like, hey, I'm looking for an update for this area, I can at least share it and see if we can somehow get feedback so somebody can give you an update if you cannot reach someone in the areas. But in any case, so there's another hurricane, a storm front forming. They don't know exactly where it's going. It's still a little ways out. We're looking about 5 to 6 days from now. So if you're in that cone, just, prepare yourself accordingly. And, again, don't panic. On another platform, somebody actually messaged a guy. He goes by Safe Prep, and most of his videos are very comical. He does silly prepping. And this one was more serious, which is unusual for him. And he said, it's rare that I get he said it's rare that I get a comment from another prepper telling me that, and this guy, I think the guy who made the comment on his video was in Florida, and he said that he had preps, he was good, the house was damaged, the usual update, but he said he went to the store to top off a few things, nothing urgent, and he said people were losing their shit in the stores. There was a fist fight in the parking lot, like people were just freaking out. And he said he looked at his wife and said, we don't need anything that badly, we'll come back first thing in the morning. And they left. They went back home, and he said I could do that because I had preps. Yeah, Jay Creature, I played part of his video last night on my live stream. And yeah, this was the whistleblower saying things are not, essentially in a nutshell, what Jay is referring to, the FBI whistleblower, who's a former Marine, a veteran, said things are not stable, things are not right. He said, pray to God, have prayer, faith. Also, prepare food, water, defensive items. And that was in a congressional hearing. And he said, y'all need to be prepared because things may not be right over the next year. That's a pretty profound thing when an FBI agent, who was vindicated, by the way, because they accused him of all sorts of shit when he blew the whistle, and Congress stepped in and vindicated the guy in hearings. And so now he's reinstated, but he's probably going to resign. He's going to take his retirement. And I'd love to get that guy on my channel, honestly. But be smart, be ready, and don't freak out. Have a system to what you're doing. Look at your preps. If you have gaps or something you need to fill up, do it now. Be inconspicuous. Don't sit there and panic. You need Canned soup, just put the canned soup in the Sam's cart and keep going and just act like it's just another day, and prep accordingly, and just be careful out there. But yeah, in the short term, it's going to screw with supply chain. It's going to screw with pricing. So be ready for that. Have some cash, have your preps ready, get stuff now. Remember, eat tomorrow on today's pricing while the pricing's going up. If the pricing's gone down, store today so you can eat tomorrow on today's pricing. So in any case, I'll leave you guys with that. I got to head out. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update this morning, and pay attention to the news. It'll be interesting to see where everything goes, but be careful, be safe, be smart with your time, your money, your energy, because all of those things are valuable. Those are resources, and take care of yourselves. You guys be good and be safe out there. I'll see you later.